if you look at how the world's been acquired, it's been done by a banking scam where you lend people money that doesn't exist, we call it credit, and you charge them interest on it. And if they don't pay the money back plus interest, then you get their wealth that does exist. You get their home, their business, their land, their resources, whatever. And we've been through a process of banks lending credit, figures on a screen, greatly in excess of what they have as assets, called fractional reserve lending. And then when they can't pay it back, because often the banks have taken actions that have crashed the economy, like in 2008, the banks then get all the things they've lent money on, the real wealth of the world. And what's happened in this process of lending credit, getting the real resources when they can't pay back the credit, has sucked the wealth of the world, the real wealth of the world, into the hands of a very, very few people, and left out there most of the rest of the population with something called money. And money only buys anything because we take it seriously. You know, if it's just a piece of paper, and this is the point, it's meant not even to be a piece of paper, it's meant to be purely electronic. And so we have this fresh air money that is worth something because the buyer and the seller believe in it, and only because of that. And the real wealth of the world has been sucked into the hands of a very few people by lending this scam called credit. Another interesting thing about this money situation is when you go to a bank and you say, borrow £50,000, they'll type into your account £50,000 in credit. Where's the credit come from? Here. But you're not paying back £50,000. You're paying back £50,000 plus interest. The interest is never created, only the principal. Because people think that governments create money. Money is overwhelmingly created by private banks issuing credit. That's how so-called money comes into circulation. So what this means is creating credit for the principal but not the interest, is that at no point is there ever enough money, credit or otherwise, in circulation to pay back all the debt and all the interest on the debt outstanding. So people losing their homes and their businesses and their resources, etc., is built into the system on purpose. Now, when there's an expansion of the money supply, an expansion of money in circulation, Peter paying Paul, that seems, you know, to hide it to an extent. But once you squeeze the money supply, you take money out of circulation, it becomes obvious that there's nothing like enough money in circulation to pay back all the debt. So there's people losing their homes, their resources, their things that they own, for no other reason that there simply is not enough money for everyone to pay back the debt. So what do the banks do? Ooh, we'll have that.
Now, what is usury? Usury is loaning someone money and charging them interest. That's what usury is. Now, in our modern vernacular, the word usury has changed meaning, conveniently for those who practice usury. See, usury today means you're charging an excessive interest rate above 29.99%. So if you're charging 30% plus, that's a crime, that's usury. But that's not what the Bible defines as usury. Oh no. The Bible defines any amount of interest being charged.
The terrible sin of riba. This is, of all the sins of Islam, really after shirk, there's probably no sin that I think the Muslims have utter awe of in terms of the possibilities of eternal damnation. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the only time that a declaration of war from Allah and His Prophet is mentioned in the Quran is in relation to the sin of usury. More fundamental is to look at a deeper problem that we have that underlies the entire system of economics that has emerged in the modern world. Because this system is very alien to pre-modern systems of economics and has led to immense suffering, human suffering, environmental degradation, the gross exploitation and abuse of people around the world. Things that people hear, there are laws that have been enacted, that were enacted as a result of an incredible amount of struggling.
The 100th part of the money that ye exact of them. So what's the usury that they were exacting? The 100th part. What percentage is that? Is that 30%? 40%? 50%? No, it's 1%. So they're charging 1% interest, and Nehemiah is mad. He's very angry. He gets a whole assembly riled up against him, and he stands up to him and says, hey, you need to stop charging usury. You need to stop exacting this usury. You need to give that money back. This is not an honest way to make money. Loaning money and charging interest. You say, well, that's the banking system. It's a scam. It's a fraud. The whole thing is of the devil. It's wicked. The love of money is the root of all evil. And we are supposed to work to make money. Work and get paid for the work that we do. And if we loan someone money, the Bible does allow us to take collateral from them. So we can loan someone money and take collateral, but we're never to charge interest. That means if we loan somebody $10, we get $10 back. We loan somebody $1,000, we get $1,000 back. Well, why would I do that? You just loan them money to help them out. And if you don't want to help them out, then don't help them out. But you don't loan them $1,000 so you can get $1,100. You don't loan them $1,000 so you can get $1,010. Our whole banking system is built on this, but that doesn't make it right. There are many things in the world that we live that are not right. And we as Christians should not partake of that. If we have a friend or a loved one or a family member who needs to borrow money, if we loan that person money, we can't charge interest and be in good conscience. We're supposed to just loan them the money. Or, if you can't stand to lose the money, then don't even loan it. Or take collateral. But no usury, no interest is to be charged.